So, guess what I just got done watching? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I'm here to talk about Scream, Episode 3, entitled Wanna Play a Game? Now, I know it's one of those things where it's like, dude, it's obvious you don't really like the show. Why are you still watching it? Because I'm trying. It's Scream! I'm trying. I know, most of the comments on my videos have been agreeing with me and saying that the show sucks or, whatever. But I do get the occasional comments of people who disagree and try to defend the show, and I don't really think they hold much merit. A lot of it is either, oh, well, it's MTV, what do you expect? And it's like, okay, sure, fine, I get that. But does that give it a pass, really? Just because it's MTV, should our standards be lower for what a show should be? Look at the CW. Look at how, like, back in the day, how the CW was constantly made fun of for its level of writing and cheesiness and stuff. And now, I'm not saying every show is perfect, but they have so many great shows. Why not? Why can't MTV at least try to do the same? In any event, let's talk about this episode, where at the very beginning, of course, you get the kill of the week. So basically, the show is a little formulaic, where it opens with a kill. And I was originally going to say that usually kills the rest of the episode, literally. Just in the sense that we get our kill right from the bat, and then nobody else dies for the rest of it. Until this episode happens. But again, I guess this is from 1994, I think they said. This couple is being chased by the killer, or a killer, because I don't think it's the same person who's doing it now. But you see the girl running, her boyfriend meets her, and like they're talking of like, oh my god, okay, what are we gonna do? The boyfriend literally turns around and then looks back, and his girlfriend's throat was slashed. I'm like, is this fucking killer the Flash? Did he just zoom in, slice her throat, and already zoom away without him hearing anything? Really? Really, I know it's horror. I know people could say suspend your disbelief, but that's fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry, that was stupid. Of course, the guy then gets killed, gets stabbed in the eye. Oh well. The next scene is the reporter, who's supposed to be Gale Weathers. I don't care what anybody says. She's clearly the Gale of the show. Yet she has no personality. She's utterly just nothing to her. She's only in this one scene of the episode. She's interviewing the fake Randy of the show. I call him Fake Randy because I didn't know his name until later on, where I heard them say Noah. I guess his name's Noah. I don't care, because I have more fun calling him Fake Randy. And the reason why I'm going to call him Fake Randy is because in this scene especially, but he's done it in the first two episodes as well, where he's constantly talking about this killer, talking about their every move, talking about why they do what they do, what they're thinking, the reasons behind why they're doing this or going after that person, and it's like, Randy in the Scream movies only knew what he knew because he was referencing movies. He would say, if the cops just watched Prom Night, they would know what's going on here. Like, he would have a movie on deck to reference or to say, this is just like that scene in that movie, or this is almost like this movie. This kid, Noah, Fake Randy, is talking about this killer like he knows what the killer's thinking. He's never referencing a movie to compare why he thinks this. The only references he ever gives to a movie or stuff is if he's just talking about, oh yeah, The Walking Dead. Oh yeah, this movie. Like he'll talk about a movie, but he never references a movie into how he knows what this killer is thinking. Maybe some people are going to say, oh, that's a nitpick. I'm sorry, it's just that I think that just exposes the writing and exposes how these writers don't seem to really probably know too much about slasher horror. But whatever. I think it mostly surprises me that the girl Riley, the Asian girl that he likes, I can't believe that she likes him. I can't buy it. I can't. What about Fake Randy does she like? Seriously, what? What? She's too pretty. She's too normal. She's the most normal out of any of the girls on the show. I never bought her being into him, especially how she almost hooked up with him later on in the episode. But anyways, we get a scene where Audrey tells Emma, our main character, our main character who's so smart and does everything right. She tells her to text the killer back because the killer not only has been calling her, he texts her from an unknown number as well. And at first she didn't do it, but then she listened to Audrey and she texts him back. And when the killer texts her back later on, or no, he calls her. He calls her and he says, it's the Scream killer voice. He's like, I got your direct message. I'm like, oh, fuck. Did he just say... Wait, did he even say... Did he say direct message or did he say DM? I don't know. Either way, it gave me douche chills to hear the Scream killer in that Scream voice say, I got your direct message. Like, wow. We can just send direct messages through Twitter or something to this killer. That's where Scream is at right now. Anything involving the boyfriend drama, or the ex-boyfriend drama of, oh, look what I happen to found, your old iPod that has this music. Remember the time when this happened? Oh, yes, I remember that time. Good times, good memories. Oh, the new boy across the hallway happened to see them give each other the iPod. Oh, no, he's pissed. Oh, drama, MTV drama. Like, who fucking cares? Who cares about this? Really? Even if you like this show, and I'm never going to criticize somebody for liking something that I don't like. I wouldn't do that. But I beg you, I defy you to tell me that you like this boyfriend drama shit. Because if you do, you'd have to be lying. I'm sorry, but that stuff is bad. The mother drama, it's not as bad. The acting's not great. Still, Emma is she's very, very bad in these scenes where she's supposed to be sad and upset. But I think I'm just more interested in how this present day stuff is connected to the stuff that happened 20 years ago. I'm just curious. I'm curious about what's the connection, how much of that past will reflect what happened. Where's the father? Nobody can find the father. Like, stuff like that I'm curious about. When you see pictures of the old killer and his deformed face, it's totally like a Jason Voorhees thing, mixed with Michael Myers. It's almost like it's not just Scream we're messing with. They did the heart from My Bloody Valentine, and now they're taking from all these other horror stuff. Whatever. Complaining about that is really pointless. That would be nitpicking. We get to a point where Riley gets a text from Tyler, and he's asking for help. So they have this whole scene where the group is debating on whether they should help Tyler out because he's a friend. He's been MIA since Nina died, and some of them think that he did it. He's claiming he didn't do it. The problem with this scene, which is, again, the problem with the writing of this show, is that it's almost like the writers don't think we're smart enough to follow along what's going on. Or they just think that watching these characters arguing over whether or not Tyler is on the up and up is interesting for us to watch. Because we as an audience know that this isn't Tyler. We know that Tyler is dead. We saw his decapitated head in the pilot episode when Nina got killed. We saw it. We know he's dead. So all of this drama and tension is pointless. I think it would have worked so much better if we never saw Tyler's head, if we didn't know that he was dead, so that maybe you could have the doubt on whether he was the one who killed Nina, and the fact that he's missing might be a thing. But no, they didn't do that. We know that Tyler's dead, so all of this tension is pointless, and it really doesn't do anything except for make most of these characters look dumb, the ones who think that Tyler's really alive. So the cops set up a trap to try to trick the killer, catch the killer, Tyler, and of course it doesn't work. I do like how smart the killer is, that he's like 9 steps ahead of everybody. Even by the end of the episode, it's like, yeah, nobody will probably catch this killer. So you get to the very end of the episode where, you know, all of this stuff, the chaos is going on, the cops are off doing their own thing, and you have, I always forget her name because she's so uninteresting and generic, but I think her name's Brooke. She's the one who's sleeping with the teacher, again. Such an interesting side plot, let me tell you. So Brooke gets a text message from the teacher, supposedly, I'm assuming by how this went, that it was the killer. Pretending to, like, the killer can, like, text from other people's phones or make it look like it's other people's number. I don't know. Whatever. He texts her. He says, hey, meet me at the hotel. So she leaves. And so Emma's freaking out. She texts the killer, don't hurt Brooke. And the killer says, as you wish. So, of course, he goes after Riley. And at least they played it up in the sense that they were going back and forth between Brooke and Riley, going off by themselves, and we're supposed to wonder, oh, which one is going to get killed. And I would say that was decent, right? Or okay, if I cared about both girls. Unfortunately, I only like Riley. Brooke, I couldn't give any less about. I would prefer for her to die, in fact. But no, of course, they go after the one likable girl on the show. The killer goes after her. I will admit, it was creepy. The killer hitting his knife along the railings. That was creepy, I guess. I'm grasping. And then as she's climbing up to the roof of the building, he stabs her in the leg, he stabs her in the back, he stabs her in a way where you're like, fuck, she's dead. Great. So they kill off Riley, the only girl of the show that I thought was decent and I thought was likable. They killed her. And it was very sad, you know, how she called fake Randy, and she's talking to him and blood's just pouring out of her, and she literally dies on the phone. I mean, she didn't really call him. I guess she FaceTimed him because they were looking at each other. Okay. But she bleeds out and she dies on the phone with him. That was sad. I will admit that. But Brooke is still alive. Now, I'm going to make a bold prediction as to who I think the killer is. I mean, I'm 3 episodes in, so I should make a prediction, right? I think it's 2 people, of course. And they've made a lot of suspects. A lot of people look guilty. The ex-boyfriend and the friend have a weird thing going on. I'm still not 100% sure what they're doing. You know, there's some money involved, and maybe I just don't care enough to know what's going on with them. But I don't think they're the killer. I think the killers are the sheriff's son, the you know, the guy who doesn't look like he's anywhere near high school age, but we're supposed to buy that he's a high school kid. He looks like he's like 26. And Brooke, the girl who's sleeping with the teacher, which might sound far-fetched because they made it seem like the killer was going to go after her. But I think the killer purposely put Emma in a situation to make her think that he would go after Brooke so that she would accidentally pick Brooke over Riley and Riley gets killed. It's just another way to make Emma feel guilty, like I care about how Emma feels, whatever. But that's my prediction. I think it's whatever that kid's name is, the sheriff's son, and Brooke. If I'm wrong, who gives a fuck? If I'm right, then I guess that just shows how predictable this show is. Anyways, guys, I don't know if you think I was being fair with this episode. I think I was a lot more positive in episode 2, and that's saying something because I still had things to complain about there. But this one wasn't any better. I think it was another step down. So this show continues to disappoint me, at least. Let me know in the comments below if you saw this episode. Do you agree or do you disagree with me? And do you like this show a lot more than I do? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.